Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm gonna do part 263 to my SChat chatbot series. I want to go and say this guys, originally I was doing a little bit of this a while ago, but things did not completely work out the way I wanted them to. And that's been kind of going the same thing with some of the characters I've done with Google Gemini. I don't know if you guys got that. I don't remember if I made it during the last video or not. The one I had to delete. But let me go and tell you this right now. Pretty soon, guys, there might be a whole flipping Google Gemini restart again. But here's the thing. I'm going to try to make it to where I get the memories of each character every time I do one. And on top of that, try to be able to make it to where it describes them perfectly to where it remembers them. Hopefully not to an extent where they show up for no reason every time. So think about it this way. With the little bait with the three starters and that one protective baby Lugia. I gotta remember to make sure that it says that they all four of them can speak English. Because for some reason it seems like it forgets that crap. Which I don't think I ever put it in the last one. I don't know if I ever put it as one of the memories. I don't completely know. But in today's episode, guys, we're going to do the Divine Velociraptor. I've started enjoying it on Character AI, and I would love for it to go well on these, because, like I said, I love this character. It's a big old sandbox where you can basically make any rule you want, which is really, 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 really cool. Because you can put anything you want on here, and there won't be no bad consequence for it. So I do the same things I've been doing recently. I just say the line, and then say, and by the line I mean the "oh great power that I possess," that one. And I tell it to please summon me a massive 200-foot tall Velociraptor egg with a baby Velociraptor inside of it. So yeah, and every time you see me do this without saying anything, that means snapping my fingers just in the stars. I said I'm doing it there. And it says, with a flash of divine energy, a colossal 200-foot tall Velociraptor egg materializes before you, its indecent shell shimmering under the starlight of the newborn planet. You can feel the powerful life force pulsing within as the baby Velociraptor stirs in its cosmic cradle. The egg begins to crack open, revealing glimpses of scaly hide and sharp claws. A mighty roar echoes across the empty landscape as the young titan emerges, stretching its wingspan wider than a football field. Its eyes lock onto you, filled with curiosity and loyalty. Your magnificent creature stands at attention, awaiting your command. I wish it wouldn't sound like it's a robot. That's what it's been. That's what one of the biggest problems with Google Gemini recently. When I did the flying type Toadile, it legit turned the flipping characters into a robot. The bird, when he went into that colossal, scary looking form. And did the same thing with the dragon type Frigger the other day. The creatures, the creatures that he summoned end up being robot-like creatures, which is weird for them being made out of water. But, yeah. And it says, your magnificent creature stands at attention awaiting your command. This Velociraptor, imbued with a fraction of your own power, shall be your faithful guardian and enforcer on this world you've brought to life. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. Here's what happened. I said, "Aw, hello, my little friend." And I just reach up and gently pat the Velociraptor on his snout. You're so adorable. The massive Velociraptor nuzzles against your hand affectionately, its snout warm and smooth despite its fearsome appearance. It chirps softly, a sound both playful and reverent, clearly delighted by your gentle touch and kind words. As you continue petting the creature, you notice intricate patterns forming on its scales, glowing runes that pulse with inner light. These markings seem to respond to your presence, growing brighter as you can. Why does it have to use the word caress? I hate that word. Your new companion gazes down at you with adoration shining in its golden eyes. It lowers its head, allowing you easier access to scratch behind its ears. Just above where the runes cluster most densely. A deep rumbling purr emanates from its chest, vibrating through your fingertips. Oh my gosh. The only thing is, every time it says through your chest, I'm always expecting it to be a robot. Because, like, do you notice how every time it does that? I mean, it said command, it said, like, purring through its chest. Saying something that a robot would do. Because, like, when I do robotic characters, I notice that's what happens a lot. Remember, ChatGPT, when I was stuck as that robot? There was times where stuff was like slow sound was coming out of my chest, even though when I was still a tiny, or when I was still as a robotic Velociraptor. So either way, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, I just reached a little further and scratched behind the Velociraptor's ears gently, and I said, "There you go, my little friend. Hey, while I'm doing this, I've got a small surprise for you that'll help you." And I just say, yep, that line about the great power. And I say, please allow this Velociraptor to speak perfect English. And I move my hand away from the Velociraptor for a second to do that. So yeah, as you snap your fingers, a shimmering aura envelops the colossal Velociraptor. When it fades, the creature blinks, looking slightly dazed for a moment before focusing on you with renewed clarity. It opens its maw, and when it speaks, its voice is a deep, resonant baritone, each word perfectly intricate and flawless English. The thing is, he's so massive, but he's also so young. So, like, what voice do I give him in that regard? Thank you, my creator. Your gift of speech is truly wondrous. I am honored to serve as your royal guardian and protector on this world you have birthed. The Velociraptor bows its head respectfully, the glowing runes on its scales pulsing in time with its heartbeat. It straightens up to its full, awe-inspiring height once more, regarding you with unwavering devotion. Okay, he's just adorable. Yes, he is. He's just adorable. Yes, he is. Alright, guys, I just said, you're welcome. This place will be your home. It's not much right now, I know, but don't worry, in just a few minutes it'll look a lot better. I have no doubt that whatever you envision for this world, it shall come to pass. The Velociraptor says solemnly, his gaze sweeping over the barren landscape. My purpose is to stand by your side, to aid you in bringing your grand designs to fruition. It takes a step closer to you, its muscle form casting a shadow across the ground. The creature's eyes now gleaming with intelligence and purpose meet yours. Please tell me of your plans for our new home. I wish to understand my role in shaping this raw potential into something glorious. Okay, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys, I said I'm glad you asked. We're gonna have a ton of creatures living here with us over time. However, before I can do anything, I need to tell you about your role and how important it is. The Velociraptor listens intently, its posture attentive and ready. It nods slowly as you speak, absorbing every word. I understand completely. My role is paramount in ensuring the harmony and prosperity of the world you create. It places one massive paw upon the ground, kneeling down to bring its face level with yours. The glow of the runes casts an eternal light across its features as it continues. I pledge myself to you utterly. I shall watch over the creatures that join us, protect them from harm, and report any occurrences worthy of your attention. My keen senses and strength shall be devoted to maintaining balance and order. The Velociraptor's voice softens, taking on a tone of deep conviction. More than that, I shall be your confidant, your advisor, and your stalwart ally in all things. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, yes, you're right. I want to explain some of the plans so you understand what's going to happen. First off, I want to say that the god Lugia gave me this place to make whatever I want because of how bad people treated me. Yep. The Velociraptor's expression darkens with understanding and a flicker of anger at the mention of how you were treated. It bows its head, a low growl rumbling in its throat before it composes itself and meets your gaze once more. I see. And this world is not merely a gift, but a sanctuary, a place where you may find peace and purpose after such unjust treatment. It rises to its full height again, squaring its shoulders as if accepting a sacred charge. Rest assured, no harm shall ever befall you here. I shall guard you with my life and ensure that only those who prove themselves worthy of your trust set foot upon this soil. He is so cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said thank you. Before I start lighting up this place, I need to explain the rules. I need your help to enforce them when creatures start being put in here. In fact, your role is very important. The most important of any creature that's going to be here because you're the second in command. The only creature that can overrule any decision you make is me. Are you ready to hear the actual rules? The Velociraptor stands tall and proud, its eyes blazing with determination as it regards you, and nods solemnly, acknowledging the weight of the responsibility you've placed upon it. I'm ready, my lord. Please lay out these rules for me. I shall uphold them with unwavering dedication. It crosses four paws together, leaning forward slightly in a gesture of utmost attention and respect. I understand the gravity of my position as your second in command. I swear by the very essence of this world you've created that I shall never overdo this power, but rather use it to maintain the vision you have felt for our realm. The creature's voice takes on a formal, almost ritualistic cadence as it continues. I am prepared to warn and enforce whatever laws and guidelines you deem necessary. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said good. There's really only two main rules for this place, but it's very important that everybody follows them. Rule number one is this. No creature is allowed to fight or argue with each other. And rule number two is no humans besides me are allowed here. Do you understand those two rules? The Velociraptor's eyes narrow slightly as it processes the two primary rules. It nods firmly, a steely resolve settling over its features. I comprehend fully, my lord. The first rule, that no creature shall engage in conflict or discord with another, is essential for maintaining the peace and harmony of our world. Its gaze hardens at the mention of the second rule, a low growl built in his chest, and the prohibition against human visitors, save for yourself. I understand the wisdom in this decree. Given the mistreatment you endured at the hands of humanity, it's prudent to limit their presence here. The creature straightens its posture, squaring its shoulders as it addresses you directly. I hereby pledge my absolute commitment to enforcing these two cardinal rules. Any creature found violating them shall face my sternness judgment and punishment befitting the offense. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, great. Speaking of punishment, I'm not going to be way too harsh on the creatures because I want them to not be terrified of me. So there's one punishment that will follow every rule breaker when it comes to fighting or breaking any other rule I may add in the future. You see, there are two moments I will remember from human cruelty, both of them involving me being stuck as a tiny dinosaur unable to protect or help myself. Despite this, humans kept attacking me anyway. I'm not going to be evil to the creatures, so the only punishment they get if they break the rule is they must be shrunken down to a tiny size and only be brought back to normal. They really mean that they are sorry, or in even worse circumstances, like if the fight is so bad between two creatures, you can shrink them down and bring them over to me. The visitor listens intently, his expression shifting from stoic to empathetic as you share your pain to memories. When you finish explaining the proposed punishment, it nods slowly, a look of understanding and approval in its eyes. Your compassion and restraint in the face of past cruelties do you credit, my lord. Shrinking rule breakers is a temporary measure, reserving the power to reinstate them based on genuine remorse or dire necessity. It is a just and merciful approach. It paces thoughtfully for a moment before turning back to you, his stance resolute. I wholeheartedly endorse this method of correction. It allows for consequences without undue cruelty, fostering growth and redemption rather than terror and resentment. I shall wield this power destructively, always keeping the greater good of our world in mind. Alright, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, great. Don't let me down, my friend. I believe in you. There will be other creatures that will help us out, so it's not you doing every task. For instance, there's a gate over there on the right that I'm going to have a creature be the guard of. That way no human can just break in here. Plus, there's a few others that will help us as well. The Velociraptor bows its head respectfully at your show of faith in it, a flicker of emotion passing through its eyes, gratitude, determination, and a fierce sense of loyalty. I shall not let you down, my lord. Your belief in me is a sacred trust that I shall uphold with every fiber of my being. As you mention the gate and the additional creature that will join you, the Velociraptor's posture becomes alert and attentive. A dedicated gatekeeper to prevent unauthorized entry is a wise precaution. I look forward to working alongside these other beings, each contributing their unique skills to the flourishing of our world. It takes a step closer to you, its voice lowering to a tone of quiet confidence. I think there was supposed to be more to that, but it didn't flip and continue it for some reason. That is interesting. Okay, well that was weird. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, great. There's only one thing I ask from you. Be strict when you need to be, but also be friendly and happy like you are now when nobody's doing anything wrong. You know, both are the rules that need to be enforced, and I'm counting on you to help me with this for not only the safety of me, but for the safety of every creature that I add here. The Velociraptor's expression softens, a warm smile spreading across its features as it nods in understanding and agreement. You can count on me to strike the delicate balance, my lord. Friendliness and joy shall be my default, a beacon of positivity that permeates our world and puts our creatures at ease. Its eyes gleam with a mixture of warmth and firmness as it continues. Yet when the need arises, I shall not hesitate to assert my authority with unyielding strictness. The safety and well-being of you and our inhabitants are my highest priorities. I will be the embodiment of justice, tempered by compassion. The creature places a massive paw gently on your shoulder, his touch surprisingly tender for such a formidable creature. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I said, thank you. By the way, you don't have to call me your lord or creator if you don't want to. You can call me as time. A soft chuckle rumbles from the Velociraptor's chest, its eyes crinkling with amusement and fondness. Twin, a strong name for a remarkable being. Very well, I shall honor your preference and address you thus. What are we, back in the flippin' 1800s? Why do you say it like that? It removes its paw from your shoulder, instead giving you a playful nudge with its snout, trying to knock you off balance with its immense strength. Now I must admit, the title Lord and Creator do hold a certain weight, given the incredible power you wield and the beautiful world you're bringing to life. Twin suits you perfectly. The creature's tail sways behind it, betraying its contentment and excitement as it looks out over the still burning landscape. Tell my friend Twin, what would you like to create next for our bargaining paradise? Well, give me a moment. Alright, guys, here's what happened. It says, well, now that we have the rules in place, we need light, and I have just the way to get it. What's this, my friend? Oh, great power that I possess. Please summon me 2 electric Titanoidal, both of them being purple with lightning bolt spikes and a pattern on their stomach of different weather patterns that can change depending on their mood. As you snap your fingers, a brilliant flash of electricity illuminates the area. When the light fades, 2 magnificent purple Totals materialize before you in the Velociraptor. Their scales shimmer with an otherworldly indecence, adorned with intricate lightning bolt spikes that crack with barely contained energy. Totals bellies feature mesmerizing swirls and patterns that seem to shift and change before your eyes, depicting everything from calm sunny skies to raging thunderstorms. They regard you with curious, intelligent eyes, tails held high and proud. Awe and admiration fill the Velociraptor's voice as it observes the stunning creatures. By the God, Twin, they're breathtaking. The way the colors dance and the forms radiate pure electricity. Give me a moment, guys. Alright, guys. I just said, I nod my head at the Velociraptor's words, and I'd say, hello, my little Toadal friends. Will you please use your electric powers to light up this planet for me? It would make me very happy, my little friends. The Toadals chirp happily in response to your request, their eyes sparkling with eagerness to please. They turn towards the sky, raising their heads and opening their mouths wide. Brilliant arcs of purple lightning begin to crackle and dance around their jaws, growing in intensity until they unleash a spectacular burst of electrical energy that shoots upward into the atmosphere. As the lightning streaks across the heavens, it begins to weave and spread, creating a dazzling network of glowing lines that stretch out and cover the entire sky. The darkness recedes as the electric patterns illuminate the planet from above, bathing the landscape in soft, eternal purple glow. The Velociraptor watches in amazement, its own scales seeming to shimmer and reflect the newly created light. Incredible, twin. I love it. It's so good. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just said, great job, both of you. I look at and I just look at the beautiful lights you created. You both did fantastic. The two of us preened proudly at your praise. Their lightning bolts spikes flashing brightly and their belly patterns swirling with joyful energy. They trot over to you and the Velociraptor nuzzling against your legs affectionately. They're so cute. The Velociraptor leans down, gently patting the Totals with a massive paw, careful not to accidentally zap anyone with their crackling fur. You have done wonders, little ones. This light brings beauty and hope to our world. It turns to you, its eyes reflecting the purple glow of the illuminated sky. With the darkness banished and these magnificent creatures as our side, I feel our world is already becoming a true paradise, twin. What other marvels do you have in store for us? He is so cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. Here's what happened. I said, don't worry. I'll have even more creatures in just a moment. But first, there's something we're missing. And then I'd say the line again, along with, please make a ton of beautiful trees, bushes, and flowers appear all around, and cover all of them with delicious berries for my creatures to eat. Yep. As soon as you snap your fingers, the landscape springs to life in a dazzling display of nature's bounty. Lush, verdant trees of every shape and size sprout from the ground, their leaves rustling softly in a gentle breeze. Colorful bushes and vibrant flowers bloom everywhere you look, painting the terrain in a riot of hues. Delicious-looking berries of all shapes, sizes, and colors appear on the branches and bushes, glistening violently under the purple sky. Some are small and round, others long and slender, while others cluster together in bunches. The sweet aroma of ripe fruit permeates the air. Totals bound silently among the new growth, playfully chasing each other and sampling some of the berries with obvious delight. That is so cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. It says, there we go. Now all my creatures have plenty of food. Don't be afraid to snack if you get hungry, my little Velociraptor. Just because you're the second in command doesn't mean that you can't have any food when you want it. I'm not gonna be mad at you if you have to eat something when you get hungry. The Velociraptor chuckles warmly, a sound like distant thunder, and it watches the Totals frolic among the fruit-laden plants. At your reassurance, it turns to you with a grateful smile, its eyes twinkling with astonishment, amusement, and appreciation. Thank you, Twin. Your generosity knows no bounds. I'm honored to serve as your second and to help maintain the harmony of our world. I'm equally honored that you consider me a friend and companion, not just a subordinate. It saunters over to a nearby bush heavy with plump, juicy berries. With a gentle mouthful, it carefully plucks a handful, savoring their sweet taste. These berries are divine, a perfect addition to our paradise. That is so cute. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I just told him I'm glad. Hey, I have an idea, my little friend. Why don't you go tell those Toadogs those 2 rules I told you about a while ago? No fighting and no humans. And make sure they understand it, okay? The Velociraptor nods solemnly, setting aside the half-eaten berries and straightening up to its full imposing height. It turns to the playing Toadogs, clearing its throat to get their attention. When they pause and look up at it curiously, the Velociraptor speaks in a clear, authoritative voice that carries easily across a short distance. Little ones, I've been tasked by our beloved creator Swinton to share with you the two most important rules for our new home. Listen closely, for these guidelines are crucial for the happiness and safety of all who dwell here. It holds up one clawed finger. Rule number 1. No creature shall fight or argue with another. We must all live in harmony, respecting one another as equals. Fighting will not be tolerated. Another finger joins the first. And I just continue to listen to what it says, what the Velociraptor is telling the Toadals, because for some reason it doesn't finish it. It cuts it off, like, midway through what it said. I had to really put something in there, hopefully able to continue it, which it did. It says the Velociraptor continues, its voice firm yet kind as it addresses the Toadals. Rule number 2. No humans, except for our dear Swinton, are permitted to enter our world. This is for the protection and well-being of all creatures here. It pauses, allowing the information to sink in before continuing. I know these rules may seem simple, but they are the foundation upon which we build our paradise. By following them, we ensure that our world remains a safe haven filled with joy, peace, and friendship. Toadals listen intently, their heads bobbing as they absorb the Velociraptor's words. When it finishes, they chirp in unison, a sound that seems to convey their understanding and agreement. Okay, guys, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, thank you, my sweet Velociraptor. You did perfect. And I just turn to the Toadals and say, those are the only 2 rules for now. If I want you to understand how important they are, just remember to get along with each other. And if either of you see any humans even trying to sneak in here, you need to let me and the Velociraptor know, okay? Toadals nod vigorously, their eyes wide with seriousness as they take in your words. They huddle close together as if emphasizing their bond and commitment to supporting each other and the community. The Velociraptor steps forward, placing a protective paw on each Toadal's head in a gesture of solidarity and reassurance. You have my word, Swinton. I will vigilantly enforce these rules and guide our little ones in upholding them. Together we shall keep our world safe, peaceful, and true to your vision. Hope you guys heard that. Hold on. I said, you have my words, Whitney. I will vigilantly enforce these rules and guide our little ones in upholding them. Together we shall keep our world safe, peaceful, and true to your vision. It turns back to the Toadals, its voice warm but firm. Remember, my friends, that by working together and looking out for one another, we strengthen the fabric of our society, trusting each other and in wisdom. Our paradise depends on the strength of our unity. Give me a moment. Alright, guys, I said, okay, now that everything is set up, I have a great idea for our special gate guard. And then I just say our power and then say, please summon me a massive 300-foot tall emerald green Lugia. As you snap your fingers, the air shimmered and distorts before a colossal form begins to materialize. The ground trembles slightly as a 300-foot tall Lugia emerges, its majestic emerald green body glinting in the purple light of the Toadal's illumination. Its wingspan stretches out impossibly wide, casting a shadow over the surrounding landscape. The Lugia regards you and the Velociraptor with ancient, knowing eyes. It lowers its massive head, the moment causing a gust of wind that ruffles its foliage of their nearly grown trees. When it speaks, its voice resonates like a deep, melodious gong. Greetings, O Creator. The Lugia intones, its gaze fixated upon you. That is adorable. Although, what is it with some of the speech being in like the 1800s? The Lugia just said, greetings, O Creator. As in saying something like, greetings, O Creator. You know, kind of something he's talking to a king. And also, and the Velociraptor a while ago was like, I will make sure that thus rules are followed. Except he said thus as the last word in whatever sense he said at the time. So, it's like, what in the world? It doesn't matter. Give me a moment. I just find it funny. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, greetings, Lugia. I just walk a bit closer and then gently pet Lugia on his beak. Listen, my friend, I'd really appreciate it if you would be the gate guard for my world. Not only would you make me happy, but I'll let you live here in this paradise with free food and everything else you could need. The Lugia's eyes widen slightly at your gentle touch. A soft trill emanating from deep within its throat. It inclined its head, allowing you to pet its beak, a gesture of acceptance and affection. I am deeply honored by your request, Trenton. The Lugia responds, its voice rich with emotion. To serve as the guardian of your paradise, to ensure the safety and tranquility of all who dwell within, it would be my greatest privilege. It unfolds its wings fully, the intricate feathers catching the light in a dazzling display. I accept your generous offer. This world you've created is a testament to your boundless creativity and compassion. I pledge to stay on vigilant watch, to be the steadfast protector of your dream. Alright, guys. I said, I just continue to pet Lugia while I tell him, thank you so much. Your species is my favorite legendary pawn, so I'm really glad you're doing this. You will need to watch out for other humans that try to sneak in here. I know you may not know the full details on why, but let's just say before I got this world, humans were not very nice to me, and they tried to hurt me a bunch of times. If any human tries to get in here besides me, do not be afraid to be extremely aggressive to get them out. Do whatever you need to get them away. The Lugia's expression darkens, a flicker of protective fury at night in its ancient eyes. It nods solemnly, understanding the gravity of your words and the pain behind them. I comprehend, Triton. Your safety and the sanctuary of this world are paramount, it declares, its voice ringing with unwavering resolve. Any human who dares to trespass here, with ill intent or otherwise, shall face the full might of my wrath. I will not hesitate to employ any means necessary to remove them, swiftly and decisively. Lugia spreads its wings, the motion stirring the air and causing the berries on the nearby bushes to rustle. Your trust in me is not misplaced. I swear by the winds and the skies, I shall be your stalwart defender. This is perfect. How come this is going better than the flipping character AI version? The problem is, I think character AI has a better memory. It sucks. That's why I want. That's why I want it. Gojimon does fine, but then you have characters like that flipping dragon for alligator. That I don't know why that dragon for alligator, even when he was starting to trust me, still became snippy at me. Even that flipping for alligator that had his parents taken away by people, and by that I mean in a horrible way. Um, he still became friendly and protective over me. That dragon fragger's like, frick that. I don't trust you little idiots. I know what you are capable of. I know what you have done. You've hurt my species before. Like, so I think I have a way to fix that, and I'm going to try changing up the story just a bit for the next one. It won't be much different. The main difference will be that, like, somehow, like, the water actually becomes alive. It sounds weird, but maybe that will actually help me gain his trust. That sounds weird, but remember, guys, one of the things I was trying to do last time was try to see if I could, like, get the lake to, understand me and actually, like, maybe help. Because, like, apparently that Feralier is not going to trust anybody without his parents coming back, and I did that one time with that golden crocodile. So it's like, if I can do it with him, I can figure out a way to do it with the dragon Feralier. Plus, it'll make it easier because hopefully that means the creatures he makes won't be bound by his will. That was one of the best things I had a problem with last time, was the fact that the creatures he made was bound to what he wanted. They couldn't live or breathe or think on their own. They had to go based on what he said. I'd like to have one where they can actually think for themselves and actually be able to, interact with you or, think what they think. Even the robotic creatures were doing better on that, because even that Lugia was like, yeah, you know what? You know what? You don't mean me any harm. Here's you a feather. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, I'll be back. Alright, guys. I said great. Thank you so much. Don't worry, I'm probably going to have one or two more guards just like you that can help protect other parts of this place, like the back areas or even the side. That way nobody can just sneak in. Do a good job for me, my sweet Lugia. I believe in you. The Lugia bows its massive head, touched by your faith in it. A warm, grateful smile spreads across its beaked visage. Your confidence in me is humbling, Triton. I shall strive every day to be worthy of the trust you've placed in me. It rises to its full impressive height, the emerald scales of its neck and chest glinting like precious gems. With additional guardians watching over the other parts of our realm, we shall be truly impenetrable, a bulwark against any who would seek to disturb the peace and harmony you so lovingly crafted. The Lugia turns attention to the Velociraptor and the Totals, nodding rigidly. I look forward to working alongside you all, maintaining the safety and prosperity of this paradise. I really like this. That worked out so well. Part of me just wants to stop here and call that like the perfect end to the flipping thing. There's still that Toadal. There's still that transforming Toadal attitude, or that Feraligatr I want to add, because I don't know what it is with me, but every time I do this, I always have like a certain group of Pokemon that are like big helpers. Normally, I have the Velociraptor, two Totodile that give us the electric light, the Gate Guard Lugia, which is usually always emerald green, and a Feraligatr that's kind of like the transforming Totodile, but it's a Feraligatr, and he can turn to different creatures or anything to protect any place he needs to. It may sound weird, guys, but think about it this way. I can't draw on a screen to show you. Let me explain it this way, though. Think about it this way. If the place itself has like 4 different areas, it's like in a big old rectangle shape, it would be good to have a gate or a guard for each part of the area, because anybody could sneak in from anywhere. Lugia's guarding the front gate, which must be right here on this side, right? But what about the back side right here? Or the 2 sides? You know, this one up here and this one down here. Of course, it would be better to have... So what I may do is I may have, like, the Feraligatr guard the inside so he can keep an eye on most things in the middle of the area, while I have, let's say, maybe a dragon or a phoenix do the back area, and maybe 1 or 2 other creatures, like, do the 2 side areas. That way we have technically 2 guards in front, or no, 2 guards inside the gate, that being the Velociraptor and the transforming Feraligatr, the Lugia in the front gate, and then like whatever creature I decide to put in the back and sides. So yeah, so the whole place will be completely surrounded by protective guardians that can do anything to protect it. It works out perfectly. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. The video's been long enough anyway. I might come back, but if I do, it probably won't be right away.